Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at a last chance retiring product, Very Versaille. One of my absolute favourite stamps. I've used it so much. I'm going to be using some of the cinnamon cider, but I haven't got very much of it left, so I'm also using some soft suede. It's different, but it will tone in together. So if you haven't got cinnamon cider, you can utilise something else. We're going to make a sort of vintagey card. So I'm using cinnamon cider as my ink, and I'm probably going to be using some of the other in colours that are retiring. So we've got, just as a quick reminder, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Just Jade and Misty Moonlight. I will probably be using the Just Jade for the leaves, and we'll sort of work it round from there. So I want it to be sort of slightly, as I say, vintage looking. So there's going to be a lot of sort of sponging around the edges, but as I say, I haven't got enough of the cinnamon cider to do a mount with it, so I'm doing that in the soft suede, because you can mix and match your colours. So let's take this one and we'll do this back piece first. So I want to, one of my favourites is this script. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to take the script and we're going to do that in the cinnamon cider, which, as I say, it's a warm cinnamon colour. So I'm just going to, I want to just have this across on here like that. Ink it up again, have it there. I am going to do it right the way across, because then it makes it look as if it's written script. Okay, so very easy to actually turn your script, you know, into like an old vintage page, which will finish it by just adding some, just giving that a quick clean up. There we go. Just giving it a bit more of sort of a vintage look. So what I need to do is, you can do it with, I think I'm going to do it with the sponge dauber this time. You can use it with your blending brushes. You can use it just with a kitchen sponge, just chopped into little pieces if you haven't got sponge daubers. There's me trying to get my little pot open. So let's get the cinnamon cider one out. And then all I'm going to do is to just go round the outside. Now I am doing it, as you can see, quite a long way in, because that's what I want it to be like. I'm not going to tear this paper because we're having other layers on there as well, but by just making sure that you're not just doing the edges, but you're coming in quite a bit, it gives that sort of slightly vintage look without having to tear the edges, if you can see what I mean. Okay, so now we're going to do the lovely leaf on here, and I'm going to do that in the Just Jade. So let me just open that up, and then we can just pop that. Now when it's a large one, you can take your pad to it rather than doing it the other way round. So, and again, because it's quite large, you can turn around and turn it sideways if you want, which I think I probably will on this. So I'm going to take it so that it comes sort of part way on and part way off, which I really love. And I want to try and take some of it sort of, oh, I'm just trying to think whether I want it. Yes, I do. I want it down on there like that. And then I'm going to take another bit just down on here and just down on there. Okay, so we've got it sort of running all the way down, which is what I wanted. And you can see how it really just works beautifully together. So let me just clean this one up quickly, and we'll get our little piece of the soft suede underneath, and you can see that it will work together on there. We could tear it if we wanted to, but as I say, I don't think so. So now we're going to use this piece because I think that's rather pretty. So I'm getting another piece of cardstock. I'm just going to use a little half piece here, and I'm going to take this, and I need to use the cinnamon cider again. So we're just going to make a frame. So ink that up nicely, and we'll put that down on there. And then I need to put, oh, I've done the sentiment. I've put "Have a beautiful day" because I thought it's quite nice sometimes to do cards where they're not for something specific. So you could add a happy birthday on later on, but I tend to like doing ones that are fairly sort of generic, that then I don't have to put anything on there at all. Okay, so this we are going to, just going to take it in half to start off with, but we are just going to tear it. So we're going to tear it round on the shape, and you don't have to be hugely close. It's entirely up to you how close or how not close you want to be. All you're doing is you're just tearing it round on the side, because we don't have any oval dies at the moment, and a circular one makes it too big, and cutting it out, unless you're incredibly good at fussy cutting, can actually make it not look particularly good because it's got lots of little tiny fiddly bits in there. So the easiest thing is to literally just tear it round, because by tearing it you're then not having to worry about you know, keeping it sort of nice and straight. So we then need to, I'm taking the sponge dauber and I'm doing exactly the same as I did before, but I'm not even re-inking it because I don't need it to be that dark. So I'm just going round the edges and taking it in so it comes to where the frame is, but not sort of over the top. Okay, and then I just did the "Have a beautiful day." So we've got this to go on there, that to go on there. We can put that in the center or on the side. With that, "Have a beautiful day." And you've then got, again, a fairly simple card. We could, in fact, put, why don't we just take a couple of these while we're at it? So let's just take some little strips, and I am going to tear these. In fact, I'm going to tear them just down on one side because I don't really need to tear them down on both sides, I don't think. We'll see. I don't think I need it that far. I think I just probably need it, or I might do. This is where things sort of start appearing as you start sort of making things, so that you don't have to have it. So let's put that there like that. I think that will work, and then we'll have this piece because it's a bit smaller anyway, and I'm just literally going to tear this all the way round, and I'm wanting to try and do it so that it's, that's why we don't need to do the other one on both bits, because one part is going to go over the other. So as long as we've torn both sides on one, we should be all right. So I'm literally just tearing this on here, tearing that up like that. So just all the way along like that. Okay, and then I just need to do, we'll tear the top of this. So we'll have this piece coming down through like this. With that coming off, then we want it to come just maybe a little bit lower. So just there, and maybe that little tiny bit there. It's quite small now, just torn. Okay, so if we then put this down and we put this over the top of it, which gives the texture, we can then put this over on the top of there, and we can then have the Have a Beautiful Day coming in on top. So you've got the tones of both the colours coming in. I would probably sponge around that, and you'll probably see that on the front cover. But I'm going to finish now because otherwise it's going to run on too long, and I'm trying to do slightly shorter videos. So it's Very Versaille, which is links below, always links below to my shop. You will find it in the retiring list if it's while stocks last. And we've used the cinnamon cider and the Just Jade and cinnamon cider ink. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.